Welcome to an overview of the Advanced Graduate Teacher Certificate, or AGTC. I'm Karen Neibauer, here with Kiki Zissimopoulos from the Center for Instructional Excellence. For the next few minutes, we will touch on elements of the AGTC, which is the third and top tier of the Purdue Graduate Teacher Certificate program, sponsored by the Teaching Academy. Specifically, we will review goals of the AGTC, how to enroll in the program to begin working on the certificate, the required criteria, which dovetail with criteria of the other tiers in the program. Almost all graduate students who apply for the AGTC will have already completed the GTC, so in the interest of time, this video will focus on criteria in addition to the GTC criteria, and submitting your application and teaching portfolio for approval. Please check out other videos in this series that provide further details on each certificate and specific criteria.
The Tier 3 Advanced Graduate Teacher Certificate, or AGTC, is the highest level of instructional proficiency recognized by the Graduate Teacher Certificate program. It requires thinking and experience at competent and proficient levels of teaching. Using the established professional development strategy of a teaching portfolio, this certificate helps developing instructors document their growth as a continuous improvement process. It builds upon criteria of the GIDC and GTC, but adds criteria for mentoring, scholarship of teaching and learning, and service.
The first step in the AGTC is to enroll. Go to purdue.edu/CIE and click on the Graduate Teacher Certificate tab. Click on the Advanced Graduate Teacher Certificate link for a drop-down list of criteria. But to get the full details on the AGTC, click on the Enroll button to open a form in which you enter a few details about yourself. We use this information to enroll you in the Blackboard site for the certificates.
In this screenshot of the AGTC Blackboard site, you will see several resources. A discussion board where you can access answers to frequently asked questions and ask new questions, a copy of the Graduate Teacher Certificate brochure in PDF format, sample essays and the rubric that CIE staff use to assess these reflections, a place where you can post your first reflective essay in order to receive feedback on it from CIE staff. Getting feedback on your first essay helps to develop stronger subsequent essays. And finally, the AGTC application. Clicking on this link opens a Word document that you can save and begin to complete.
Open the application document right away because it is filled with helpful details. This is a fillable form, meaning you can click on some lines and enter your information. There is a hyperlink table of contents that allows you to move through the document quickly to find each of the reports that need to be completed, as well as an appendix with helpful guides. The overview of the program will help orient you on the criteria and the resources. Think of it as a quick reference guide. Criteria 3 and 4 are the same as for the GTC. If you completed the GTC already, you do not have to do any additional work for the AGTC in these areas. We will not discuss them further in this video, but they are covered in detail in the GTC video. If you have completed the GTC, you have already met some of the criteria for criteria 1 and 6. We will explain the additional requirements in this video. The rest of the criteria are specific to the Advanced Graduate Teacher Certificate. Each teaching report includes fillable lines for all the documentation needed. In Teaching Report 1, for example, you document the 4 semester-long teaching experiences you complete. For the AGTC, if you serve as a primary instructor for a course, it may substitute for 2 courses where you are instructor of record. Serving as a primary instructor includes creating a syllabus, selecting reading materials, designing student assessments, and developing creative, effective teaching and learning strategies. Get prior approval from CIE before making this substitution.
Teaching Report 5 addresses instructional development activities. Only for the AGTC, you must complete an approved campus course on college teaching. One such course is EDCI 589, a cross-disciplinary course offered fall and spring semesters and taught by CIE faculty. In rare instances, participation in 18 or more hours of approved workshops or seminars on college teaching beyond the pre-semester orientation can be accepted. Note that workshops completed for the GIDC or GTC do not count toward the 18 hours in this option.
Teaching Report 6 requires you provide and reflect upon feedback from your students. This criteria is the same as for the GTC, except that you must include end of the semester course and instructor evaluations in the form of Purdue's course eval for all courses listed on the AGTC teaching experience criteria. Early feedback is preferred for all courses, but required for at least one course. This criteria also requires a new reflective essay on the feedback.
Teaching Report 7 addresses mentoring. There are two components to this criteria, being mentored and being a mentor. Being mentored includes meeting with a faculty member on a weekly or bi-weekly basis for a minimum of one semester to discuss issues related to teaching. Being a mentor means meeting one-on-one on a weekly or bi-weekly basis for a minimum of one semester with a junior TA to discuss issues related to teaching and do reciprocal teaching observations. This may be working with TAs new to a course in which you have previously been a TA, as long as teaching rather than just administrative topics are discussed. Documentation must include a reflective narrative.
Teaching Report 8 covers working with other TAs to support good teaching on campus and/or in the graduate students department for a minimum of 5 hours. Departmental options include working as a head TA, supervising other TAs for a semester, facilitating at a pre-semester orientation for TAs and/or international TAs, or facilitating continuous improvement seminars for other TAs. Other options are working with CIE to present workshops or create online materials for CIE on topics related to teaching. Documentation includes verification of the experience and a reflective essay.
Teaching Report 9 documents your Scholarship of Teaching and Learning, or SOTL. Here, you investigate at least one area related to your teaching and student learning and present results in a campus setting, such as a graduate seminar, colloquium, workshop, or online workshop, or at a professional conference or in a refereed journal. CIE can help you develop research questions and methods. We also host live and online workshops that you may develop. To document this criteria, write a 1 to 2 page, single-spaced essay that discusses how this inquiry into teaching and learning affected your teaching philosophy and practice. You must also document the presentation or journal article.
Teaching Report 10 documents the service you complete related to teaching and learning. 10 hours of service is required, but may be documented over several activities on campus or in the community. Each activity should be validated with a signature of the sponsor of the activity. Examples may include accounting majors helping community members with tax returns, kinesiology majors coaching youth teams, English majors tutoring literacy programs, or completion of a service learning course in your discipline. Assisting CIE with teaching assistant orientation may also fulfill this requirement. In addition to the signatures and documentation, a reflective essay must be written and included with your application.
The Advanced Graduate Teacher Certificate culminates in the submission of a teaching portfolio, either in print or using an e-portfolio. The AGTC application lists the types of materials typically included in a teaching portfolio, including the must-haves and the nice-to-have items. We want the teaching portfolio to serve your needs after graduation, so the audience you write to should be potential employers. Think of the portfolio separate from the AGTC application, because this is how we will read it. When constructing the portfolio, think of it as a story you are telling about your development as an instructor. That is why we encourage you to include a narrative or short narratives at the beginning of each section. These should tell the story that the supporting materials verify about you as a teacher. CIE has examples of printed portfolios and binders at our offices in the Hall of Discovery and Learning Research. We can also direct you to e-portfolios. Each academic year, we will host at least one workshop on teaching portfolios. This will be announced via the AGTC Blackboard site and Purdue Today.
Once you've completed all the required criteria for the AGTC, you may submit your application and documentation. We recommend that you convert the entire application, including the supporting documentation and essays, into a single PDF file. A printed portfolio may be submitted as a separate PDF or delivered to our offices in the DLR. It will be returned to you. Submit the PDF file via Blackboard. Please follow the directions on the Blackboard site. Allow about a month for us to review the application and get back to you with questions or approval.
The criteria for the Advanced Graduate Teacher Certificate help you develop knowledge and expertise of university teaching at a proficient level. If you have questions after reviewing this video, the AGTC application, and the frequently asked questions, please reach out to us at cie@purdue.edu.